dear students, today I am here in front of you to continue the discussion of the poem A Roadside Stand by Robert Frost. So, before you watch today's video, I will request or rather ask all my dear students to please watch video number 1 on A Roadside Stand, because this video will be a continuation of the previous video. If you have not watched the previous video, it will be tough for you to understand this part. So before you watch this part, go back and watch the previous video on A Roadside Stand so that you understand this part better. Alright, so A Roadside Stand. A Roadside Stand. Written by whom? Robert Frost. Robert Frost. So, what is a roadside stand? A roadside stand is a stand or a small shop set up by the side of a road. So, what is the poem A Roadside Stand about? In this poem A Roadside Stand, Robert Frost, he gives a comparison between the comfortable, sophisticated life of the city people with the uncomfortable or tough life of the underprivileged rural people. In this poem, he also shows us the life of the rural people with pitiless clarity, and at the same time he portrays his deepest sympathies for the rural people also. Well, so today we continue the discussion of the poem from line number 23. In the previous video we have completed the explanation of line number 1 to line number 22. Today we shall start from line number 23. So let's see. It is in the news that all these pitiful kin are to be brought out and mercifully gathered in to live in villages. So it is in the news that all these pitiful kin. What do you mean by pitiful kin? Say pitiful means you can say doyalu. What is kin? You can say the people, the rural people, the village people are referred to as pitiful kin here. So there was a news. What was the news? There was a news that all these poor people, they are to be brought out and mercifully gathered in to live in villages. They will be taken out from this tough situation. They will be taken out from the people where they are living, and they will be allowed to gather in mercifully. Mercifully means what? Having mercy. The rich people, the city people, or the politicians, they will show mercy on the rural people, and they will take all the rural people out of their pain, out of the place in which they live. And next, what will they do to the rural people? The rich people, they will allow the rural people to live in villages, I mean in a better place in which they are living in. They will be allowed to live in villages, that is a better place, and that very place will be next to the theatre and the store. Next to the theatre and the store means there will be theatres in which the rural people sometimes will go and spend their leisure time, spend their free time, and also the place in which now the rural people will be living in. That place will be near to the stores, near to the shops, from where they can easily purchase their. They will be easily able to purchase the things which are necessary to live a good life. Till here, what have we seen? The rural people, they are farmers. They have come from a faraway place and set up a roadside stand in the hope of selling their goodies, in return of which they will get some money, and by that money they will live a good living. But that was not possible. So now the rural people will be given a chance by whom? By the rich people, by the politicians. That was the news, and that news was actually just to fool the rural people. That news was not a real one. That was just to fool the rural people, the city people, the politicians, the refined people of the city. They have made a plan to fool the rural people, and so they have made this news. What was the news? That all the rural people, they will be taken out of their pain, they will be taken out from the place in which they are living, and then they will be allowed to live in villages just next to the theatre and the store, and also they will not have to think for themselves anymore. See how the cunning the city people are. This line is very important, where they won't have to think for themselves anymore. Means the rural people need not think of themselves. Means what? The city people, they are destroying their ability to think for themselves. They are giving, the city people are giving the rural people false hopes that they need not think about themselves. Means what? The city people will provide everything to the rich people, and ultimately, the city people will provide everything to the rural people, and ultimately the ability to think for themselves of the rural people is being destroyed by what? By the rich people, where they won't have to think for themselves anymore. Now, while goody good doers, beneficent beast of prey, swarm over the life enforcing benefits. See the two important lines: greedy good doers, beneficent beast of prey. What does this mean? See, greedy good doers, greedy good doers, beneficent beast of prey. Beneficent beast of prey. While greedy good doers, beneficent beast of prey, swarm over their lives enforcing benefits. Now, what do you mean by greedy good doers? Greedy good doers means people who pretend to be good, but actually they are not so. People who pretend to be good, people who show that they are good, but actually they are not. This is called greedy good doers. And now, beneficent beast of prey. Beneficent beast of prey means what? Beneficent word means showing kindness or mercy. Now, beneficent beast of prey means the city people. The city people here is referred to greedy good words and beneficent beast of prey. Beneficent beast of prey means the city people. They are so cruel, they are so cunning that even for their own benefit, they can make rural people their prey. Means for their own benefit, for their own sake, they can even kill the rural people. So, greedy good was the beneficent beast of prey. The city people are referred to as here, or the rich people, the refined people of the city are referred to as greedy good was beneficent beast of prey. Now, this kind of people, they gather, swarm over their lives enforcing benefits. They gather in the life of rural people in such a way that they force the rural people that they will provide them benefit, that they will give them benefit. But actually that is not so. The rural people, the village people, they do not have that much capacity to think of themselves, and as well the rural people, the thinking capacity of the rural people is being destroyed by the city people. The rural people are kept in hope that they will be provided good life, but actually the city people are destroying the lives of rural people. Now we will see how. So the city people, they gather in the lives of provide benefit to them. They are calculated to soothe them out of their wits. Soothe here means to make silent. S-O-O-T-H-E. See, S-O-O-T-H-E means what? To make silent. To make silent. Out of their wits. Out of their wits means to make fools. See, out of their wits. Means what? To make fools. To make fool. Out of their wit means what? To make fool. So, what is the meaning of this? They are calculated to soothe them out of their wits. The plan is being made in such a way. The plan is being made in such a way that the things are calculated by the rural people in such a way that the rural people are fooled. The rural people are, if you see the line, they are calculated to soothe them out of their wits. The plan of the city people is prepared in such a way that the rural people are not even allowed to speak. They are kept silent. They are kept silent, and ultimately they are made fools by the city people. So, this line shows that what the rich people will do for the rural people. So, see, there are some examples of figures of speech, that means literary devices. Greedy, good doers, beneficent, beast of prey. These two are examples of oxymoron and alliteration. Oxymoron and what? Alliteration. Now see, what is alliteration and oxymoron? These two are examples of what? Oxymoron. Oxymoron and alliteration. Oxymoron and alliteration. So, first of all, what is oxymoron? What is oxymoron? Oxymoron means when two words in a phrase contradict each other. When two words in a phrase contradict each other is called oxymoron. Two words in a phrase contradict each other. For example, let me give an example of oxymoron. See, if I say clearly confused, what is the meaning of it? Clearly confused. Clearly confused. If you say you are confused, then how can you be clearly confused? So the two words are contradictory here. One is confused and one is clearly. The two words are contradictory word. So this is an example of oxymoron. Alright? Now see how. Greedy, good doers. Good doers means person who do something good. Now greedy, good doers. Greedy has negative connotation, good doers has positive connotation. The two words are contradictory here. But greedy, good doers means people who pretend to be good but actually they are not good. So this is an example of what? Oxymoron. Now beneficent, beast of prey. See, beast of prey, negative connotation. Beneficent, having no shame, mercy. So again, the two words are contradictory words in a phrase. So example of what? Example of oxymoron. Now again, these two phrases are examples of what? Alliteration. Now what is alliteration? What is alliteration? The occurrence of same sound or letter at the beginning or at the beginning What is alliteration? What is alliteration? Alliteration means the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. At the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words, the occurrence of same sound or letter at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words is called what? Alliteration. Now see, let me give you an example. Let me give you a nice example of alliteration. If I write like this, she sells seashells at the sea shore. See, S is repeated here. S. What it is? The occurrence of same sound or letters at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words is called alliteration. See, G, repeated, beneficent, beast. So these are example of alliteration. Clear? Okay. Now see the next sentences. And by teaching them how to sleep, they sleep all day, they were sleeping at night the ancient way. Now this two sentence shows how they again cheated the rural people, they again cheated the farmers. Now, and by teaching them how to sleep, they sleep all day. The rural people, after the day ends, and the night begins, when they come to the conclusion, when the rural people come to the conclusion that they have not worked during the day, and now they have no money to eat or even live their living, and when they go to bed for sleep, they could not sleep. Their sleep is being destroyed. Now why? Because they have not worked during the day and now they have no money, they have not earned anything. How will they live their living? Their sleep is being destroyed. And here we can say that indirectly the sleep of the rural people is being destroyed by whom? By the rich people, by the city people. By the city people. Destroy, they are sleeping at night. Destroy, they are sleeping at night the ancient way. Destroy the sleeping at night the ancient way. The ancient way of working during the day and having rest or sleeping at night is being destroyed. Is being destroyed by whom? Is being destroyed by the city people. The city people, they keep the rural people in the false hope. False hope that the rural people, they won't have to think for themselves anymore. They need not think of themselves. They will be provided everything easily. They will be provided everything easily and very quickly. But actually, the rural people are fooled. They are not even allowed to think of themselves, and ultimately they sit in false hope that the rural people will provide them everything to live a good life. And at last, when the day ends and when they go for sleep, their sleep is being destroyed. Their sleep is being destroyed. Why? Because they have not worked during the day, and now whenever they go to sleep, they are under pressure. They become tense because they have not worked. Now, how will they live their living? And the technique, the trick that is being implemented, that is being imposed by the city people, they are successful because they have fooled the rural people, and the rural people's sleep is being destroyed. The ancient way of working during the day and sleeping at night is presumably changed by the city people, and the rural people are selfless, they are in tense mode, and ultimately they remain heartbroken. I conclude for today. So, if you have any doubt, any confusion regarding the lines we have discussed, regarding the lines I have discussed in this video, please let me know. I shall clear your doubts. Thank you.